the last video we have seen generalized anxiety disorder. So now we are going to see the etiological implications for panic and generalized anxiety disorder. For this both, what is the etiological implications? So that one we are going to see now. So in three ways we can explain this etiology. One is based on psychodynamic theory, another one is cognitive theory, another one is based on biological aspects. Based on psychodynamic theory, the psychodynamic view focuses on the inability of the ego to intervene when conflict occurs between the id and superego, producing anxiety. The inability of the ego to intervene, to react correctly between the id and superego. So that time it produces anxiety. Delayed ego development and over or ineffective use of ego defense mechanism. If the person have delayed ego development or his ego is not developed properly, so that's why he is not able to maintain the or balance the id and superego. So that's why he is not able to solve the daily issues what he is facing. So that's why this anxiety arises. Like that, overuse or ineffective use of ego defense mechanism. That is, ego is more than normal. So that also the same way the person's not able to control the situation or he is not able to control his reaction like this. Always quarreling will be there. Because of ego problem, the person not cannot able to understand the opposite person's reactions or his feelings, though he will try to shout or he will do or he will act like children. So the situation will get worse progressively because of the poor ego or overuse of ego defense mechanism. So that leads anxiety. So this is what the psychodynamic theory is explaining. Next, if you are seeing cognitive theory is based on our thinking. So what we are, for which we are giving important. So based on that the problem arises. Here what they have written, the main thesis of the cognitive view is that faulty, distorted or counterproductive thinking. So faulty thinking means wrong thinking. What is wrong thinking? My brother beaten me. So I want to beat another person who is not threat to me. I am crying, that's why another person has to cry. I am not having money, so that's why another person should not have money. So these are all faulty thinking. If I am crying, I have to get out from the situation and I have to happy. That is the correct way of thinking. But if an individual thinking that because of his problem, others also has to suffer. So if he is thinking like that, that is faulty thinking. So these poor ego people, they have think like that. If they are suffering, others also has to suffer. This is what the faulty thinking commonly seen in under ego developed persons. So distorted also same, and or counterproductive thinking. So these are all faulty thinkings only. So these faulty thinkings made the persons to preside maladaptive behaviors and emotional disorders. That leads to automatically anxiety. Okay, this is about cognitive theory on anxiety. Then biological aspect, it is genetics. So genetics we know. So in all mental problems, there is one cause that is it is mostly affecting to the monozygotic twins. If one child has problem, there is more probably other child also will get. And if the parents having problem, the children also get. There is a chances is more. Not all children will get the mental issue, but there is chances more than the other child who whose parents are not having any mental problem. So genetically there is a chance of genetic is the one of the cause for this anxiety disorder, especially panic anxiety and generalized anxiety disorders. So another one is neuroanatomical anatomy, brain structure. Any changes, abnormal changes in the brain structure that may causes this anxiety disorder. And if you see another one, biochemical, this is biochemical. There is two types are there, two different types are there. One is biochemical, and is neurochemical. So biochemical is like this. Here written energy, light reactions, glucose formation, then storage, citric acid cycle. So these type of biochemical. This is we are telling biochemical. This is energy formation. How we are getting energy? Uh, it means we are getting energy through some sources that we are telling food. From that sources, there are chemicals which converting uh, to our requirement of activities. So that chemicals is called biochemicals. In this any problem, maybe the biochemicals not producing the needed energy. Other what biochemical we need that is not absorbed from our body, or the cells are not responding to that chemicals, and this and all leads to the anxiety behavior. So that is biochemical. And neurochemical is epinephrine, norepinephrine, serotonin, dopamine. So like that, so many neurochemicals are there. So usually any changes in these neurochemicals leads to psychotic issues. Uh, Next is medical conditions. Any medical conditions. Example. So diarrhea. Here so many pictures are given. That is one is diarrhea, tiredness, increased temperature, and here teeth pain, leg pain, shoulder pain, vomiting, eye problems, uh, continuous sleeping. So these and all some medical causes. Because of this, the persons may get anxiety. That we know we are facing in our regular life. If we get teeth pain, we will get anxiety because there will be so severe pain. We are not able to take food. We are not able to enjoy the moments. So that's why it will end with anxiety. So this is medical conditions. So these are all the These are all the biological aspects of these panic and generalized anxiety disorders. So, three things we have seen in etiological implications for panic and generalized anxiety disorders. One is psychodynamic and cognitive and biological aspect. I hope you all understood. So, thanks.